Hey guys, we are at OtakuRamen celebrating the 10K subscribers. So I said I wanted ramen, and I guess that's what we're gonna have. I can't quite, there we go. All right, yeah, there we go. Anyway, we're here to celebrate, so celebrate we shall. And there's quite a wait inside, so I thought I would take a moment to do a quick vlog. What'd you get?
10, 10. I can't remember the last part. 10.
Okay. And I got the pork tonkatsu. We'll let you guys know how this tastes. All right, Joseph, how was your dinner?
The 10 min was pretty good. I wanted to try a vegetarian ramen. I haven't had one since Japan, I think, or maybe
it was completely vegetarian.
Yes, it was not vegan though. It had an egg in it.
Okay, that's cool though. So they do have vegetarian options, and it had smoked tofu in it, right?
Yeah, which is what sold me on it. But there wasn't much smoked tofu, and it didn't taste very smoky. It tasted slightly smoky though. Yeah, the broth was definitely the best part of the meal. The noodles were pretty good. But there wasn't a whole lot to it other than the egg, a tiny bit of tofu, delicious broth, and some good noodles.
Delicious broth, yeah. Would you order that again?
I think so. I'm pretty full though. There's no way I could have anything else.
No. Yeah. And I had the pork tonkatsu, which had a piece of pork belly and an egg in it, and it was really delicious. The ginger flavors are pretty prominent, so if you like ginger, this is a good one for you. It is obviously not vegetarian or vegan by any stretch of the imagination, so this is one for people who enjoy eating meat. The noodles were really good. They tasted like they were fresh noodles, and there was a good amount of umami to the broth. So yeah, would you come to OtakuRamen again?
Sure.
I would come. There's a pickup location in East Nashville, and I think given how crowded this place is, I would do the pickup and we could just eat it at home. But I'm really glad we came, and I think it was a good experience, and it was a good way to celebrate 10K subscribers, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a little bit. Okay, so we're back from OtakuRamen, and I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about why going out for ramen was pretty important to me. So there are several Japanese restaurants here in Nashville, but not all of them serve ramen. So we've been to 210 Jack's, which is the other big ramen restaurant here in Nashville, but we'd never really had OtakuRamen. So that was why I picked OtakuRamen. But I wanted Japanese food because I felt like it kind of symbolized, and this is going to get really weeaboo, I do apologize, it kind of symbolizes the work that I do. So in general, I make comics. So you guys are probably familiar with my comic 7-inch Kara. You guys are probably familiar with the art style of that comic. In fact, Bowie has opinions. In fact, it kind of looks something like this. So I definitely have a lot of anime and manga influence in my art. That's the reason I originally started making comics, was the work of Rumiko Takahashi. And I felt like going out for ramen kind of symbolize the work that I do, the aesthetic that I have. Now, OtakuRamen is owned by American citizens, so it kind of resembles the marriage of Japanese influence and American upbringing and American culture to create a single cohesive whole. And that's what I hope to do, or I hopefully do, with 7-inch Kara, where we have the manga aesthetic, and I do use some manga storytelling, but it's very much an American comic set in America with American themes. Now, one of the reasons I started this channel many years ago is because we were interviewing comic artists at conventions for Sequel Lab, and we needed a place to host those interviews. Now, Joseph was doing the majority of those interviews. He's much more comfortable talking with other artists because he has nothing to lose. So he can be very at ease talking to other artists. Sometimes I get very anxious because I feel like I have something to prove. So it's really just better if he does it. But we started the channel to host the interviews, and we changed the direction of the channel because I realized that people also benefit from learning from video tutorials, not just written tutorials like I was doing on my blog. And since my art style is very manga and anime influenced, I utilize that on my channel. That is my passion. That's the kind of art I like, and that's the kind of art I was interested in showing other people how to draw. So a lot of my work on this channel involves my character Kara, or it utilizes actual pages from my comic, or I talk about my comic artist journey in various conventions I do to promote Kara. So when we boil everything down, it really comes down to making comics, drawing 7-inch Kara, my passion for creating comics, my passion for showing other people how to make comics, sharing the education that I have with people in a very accessible way, and the influence of manga and anime on my work and on how I think about making my work. When I get really depressed about comics, when I feel downtrodden, when I feel kind of tired out by like Twitter discourse, I will watch things like Memben, or I will watch one of the Miyazaki documentaries, or I'll read Yotsuba, and it kind of replenishes my tanks. So it always comes back to, I have a lot of admiration for the drive and dedication that a lot of mangaka have, and I use that to kind of fuel what I do here. I take a lot of inspiration from how they do things and how they show their process and the regard that they have for one another, and I try to bring that here on this channel. And that was one of my goals initially, is I really wanted to have other artists come on and like frequently and show what they do and explain what they do, and whatever platform I can build, whatever audience I can build, share it with other artists, so that it was more of a collaborative effort. And that has kind of fallen apart. I do live in Tennessee. I don't necessarily know a lot of other artists here, so it's not quite as frequent as I would like, although I do try to bring other artists onto the channel whenever feasible. And that's kind of inspired and heartened by Memben and Naoki Urasawa's work with that. So that's kind of why I really just... Did you pause it? Okay. That's kind of why I really just wanted to go have a bowl of ramen and just celebrate working really hard to get to 10K subscribers. I know that's not a lot by YouTube standards, but it's been a challenge for me, and it was a goal that I was shooting for. And I had somebody actually comment that I shouldn't celebrate too hard. I don't really understand their rationale. So I want to tell you guys, celebrate every victory, even if it's a small victory, even if it's a victory nobody else understands, because you need to be your own cheerleader and you need to appreciate your own accomplishments, and people are not going to do that for you. So it's important that you do that for yourself. Now, whether that's celebrating 1K subscribers or 10K subscribers or your first 10 subscribers, or celebrate putting out your first book or your first mini comic, it doesn't matter. There is no accomplishment too small to take a moment to acknowledge that you worked hard and you did something that you hadn't done before, or you've accomplished a milestone that is completely new to you. If you deny yourself that sort of acknowledgement, you're going to get burnt out really fast. And taking time to notice those milestones and to be appreciative of those milestones kind of helps you deal with feelings of jealousy and competitiveness against other people in your field who are doing better than you. So this is a small channel. I'm okay with it being a small channel. I work really hard. I think I produce good content. I do everything from my whole heart, and I try to be as honest and transparent with you guys as I possibly can be without sacrificing my privacy. So I'm proud of the work that I've done, and I want to thank you guys for joining me on this journey. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much for joining me for my 10K mini celebration vlog, and I hope to see you guys again really soon. Bye guys!